fund balance over just 5 years. And this proposal is only for, 2 million or 3 million in reductions. My concern is, we're putting our heads in the sand right now, not addressing the real problem. You didn't put up, your revised 5-year forecast. I appreciate you, putting that together. But even showing that, with base increases of 0, the problem is still there because of, salary schedules, things like that we kind of did to ourselves as a board, I guess. Again, I'm concerned that we're kicking this can down the road and not addressing any of the problems today. One option obviously is open the contract to try to solve, some of the long-term problems because these are huge. I mean, I'm sure in the engagement sessions, the communities, what are the options? Raise taxes or cut cost? And cutting cost is a large number of teachers. And you can't cut custodial staff to get to these numbers. You can't cut bus drivers. You can't cut program assistants. They actually increase when you cut teaching staff. So I just feel this is just kind of silly, I guess. Looking at, $500,000 from this year, we have a $3.7 million deficit. Compounded on that is another 5.4 next year. Then, year after that is 8 million. I mean, this is just not even addressing the issue. I'd like to hear from, the board on how you want to actually address this issue and when. Because in my experience, when you wait longer, it just builds, the problem gets greater every year. So I'd like to hear what
are you recommending?
I'd like to open the contract for one, because salary and benefits, that is 99.9% of this. So I think that's an area, the sooner the better on that. Or if that's not an option, being honest or upfront about what potential cuts there would be, or tax increases. Those are really the options. If there isn't, like I said before, we're not going to be cutting toner cartridges or saving energy. That's going to solve this problem. I just feel like this is like Springfield, and we're going to delay until the next session or the next election or something. It's just, and I don't feel we're doing anything to actually address this issue. I mean, the numbers are just going to kill us. Sooner than later.
Well, you're addressing students.
Yeah, and we'll be bringing the recommendations to the board. And my idea with the share with the board was to have a board administrative retreat this summer and take the recommendations from the D15 session and address some of these things. And I think do some work creating a strategic plan. And some of these, I think some of these plans include these cost-saving measures and do some things, long-term financial plans. So I think that's what my hope was.
Well, I appreciate that. Again, it's pretty basic math. I mean, our increases are above CPI, which is what got us into the problem. I mean, we all know the options, I guess. And I just feel we're not addressing any options. Nobody wants custom programs. Nobody wants higher class sizes. We know that's going to come out of it. Again, I just think we need to understand what our real options are to try to solve this problem. Our fund balance is going to be below our target in 1 year. It's not very long. So, we're getting behind the 8 ball addressing it. If the board decided on staff changes, those notices would have to go out, I think, like March or April. So, again, I just think, we're going to miss a whole year and then be, another $5.5 million on top of the 3.7 in the hole. So later is not better, in my experience.
But I don't think it's just as simple to open a contract. I mean, there's some work that needs to be done to be able to do that as well. I mean, we would have to check with our attorney. There are steps a process to go through. I think we've had that discussion.
Right. But again, waiting in 6 months, you lost the whole year.
Right. We had that discussion a while ago, and we didn't go anywhere. And that is
Because the direction we were given by him.
the attorney doesn't tell us what to do.
No, not at all. There were steps to do, and we need to, if we're going to move forward, and we need to address the steps.
And we didn't move forward with that. And I think the board needs to do that because since I agree 100% with what he's saying. And not to say that you shouldn't proceed with your plan I think it's an excellent plan. And the community needs to be on board with whatever our steps are going to be, because I think they need to be dramatic. And I think opening a contract is dramatic as well. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't do it. We need to do something. So we need to go forward. Or else it's going to be, like say, like Springfield, where you delay and delay and delay, and then the solution is extreme, and nobody wants that.
And we're in what you're in a contract. The two needs to so we can and starting negotiations. So we have an excellent opportunity to cut there. I mean, we're going to start negotiations.
Yes, that is,
Well, I mean, and we can laugh about it, but, you know, when you open the contract, you don't just open part of the contract. You can't just open, you are then vulnerable to open the entire contract. So, I mean, just as long as we're all aware of what does.
We can't open unilaterally.
no, we can't. We have to get the teachers on board. And whether you open a contract before the contract is up, or you wait until the last minute when the contract is up, anytime between now and then, which is only 18 months from now, somewhere along the way, you've got to come to some kind of rational agreement about these contracts. And we should be starting that process 6 months ago, talking to the teachers and having them on board with the direness of the situation. Because I think the community understands it. You know, the board needs to show some leadership in that and say, we need to bring everybody to the table with the direness of our situation and come to a real solution. And I don't see that actually happening right now. And we can all say why we think that is, but I don't see it happening right now. It needs to happen.